I'm sorry. I didn't want to do this.
Something wrong with you. That's my judgment. Goodbye.
Welcome back to the channel. What we do here is take stories from popular culture and see the lessons that we can learn and implement into our own life to make our own lives a bit more smoother without having to go through the hassle that these celebrities and our favourite talent have to go through. So this week we are of course looking at the Jonny Depp and Amber Heard trial. And what I want to do, instead of delving into the trial itself, I want to look at the characteristics of what's been going on. When people try to defame you, when people try to speak bad on your name, ruin your character, when this can affect your job, when it can affect, how people view and see you. I want to look at what we can do to, number one, avoid people like this, but what we can do when we're thrown into that sort of situation, how to handle it, the best steps to take, and how to overcome. So let's get straight into this video. So a little bit of backstory. Jonny Depp and Amber Heard met back in 2009 when they were filming The Rum Diaries. During that time, he was with his baby's mother, Vanessa Paradis. I'm not calling that to be disrespectful, she actually is his baby's mum. So yeah, they were together, and I don't know if Amber Heard and Jonny Depp started dating at this time, but that's when they met. In 2015, I believe, they got married. And bearing in mind, he'd been with his baby mum for 14 years prior to this and didn't marry her. But cool, whatever. So he started dating Amber Heard in 2015. No, he married Amber Heard in 2015. Let me get my facts straight, girl. God. Married Amber Heard in 2015, then they got divorced in 2016. Amber Heard walked off with $7 million for being married to the man, I believe, for less than a year. And that was meant to be water under the bridge. Later on, I believe it was in 2019, Amber Heard wrote an article where she outlined that she'd been through domestic violence, and she didn't name Jonny Depp in the article, but it was pretty obvious who she was referring to. And yeah, she outlined some horrific stories that she had gone through being in the marriage and the domestic violence that she had faced. In the same year, I believe, the Sun newspaper over here in the UK reported on the story, calling Jonny Depp a wife beater. Jonny Depp didn't like that at all, because he's like, hold on now, I didn't abuse this woman, she's the one that abused me. He went on to file a lawsuit against the Sun, which unfortunately he lost in 2020. He was filing the lawsuit as he believed that he's not a wife beater, so the Sun stating that he was a wife beater was defamation. I don't know if you know, but it's really hard to win a defamation lawsuit, so he lost that suit. But within that trial, a lot of information came out about the relationship between Jonny Depp and Amber Heard, and a lot of information came out about both of their characters. As kind of us, the general public, were following along with the trial, following along with the case, we were just looking like, we were listening to some of the voice recordings, looking at some of the videos and thinking, hold on now, like, yes, Jonny Depp is famous, and yes, we may be fangirls of Jack Sparrow and that, but it's looking like Amber Heard is the one that's acting wild here and not Jonny. Yes, Jonny Depp, we know he's had issues in the past with violence and attacking men during kind of some of his younger days. That's been stated, we know that.
So Greg Brooks worked as a location scout on the film, and he claims that shooting one scene, Jonny became irate and punched him twice in the lower left side of his rib cage.
Yeah, if anybody gives you any shit, just beat the out of him.
But his previous girlfriends came out and said he's never been violent to them. They don't know him to be a violent man. They know him to be quite kind, quite sweet. When he's drunk, yeah, he can get a bit buck wild, but not violent towards women. So we have this character of Jonny Depp where his friends and family and people that he knows are saying that he's a great guy. Then on the Amber Heard side, we've got people who are her personal assistant, security guards, saying pretty much that she's a cow.
Can you explain to me how she was verbally abusive to you?
Screaming over the phone. She screamed at me once in person, multiple times screaming at me over the phone. Barrages of abusive text messages, and I specifically remember standing in her office where she leapt up out of her chair, put her face approximately 4 inches from my face. She was spitting in my face and telling me how dare I ask for the salary I was asking for, which was in fact approximately half of my regular annual salary. I was offering her that as a favour, and she felt that gave her the right to spit in my face.
So now, catching up to 2022, Jonny Depp and Amber Heard are now in court, another defamation suit, and yeah, it's not looking good for Amber Heard. Definitely not in the court of public opinion. There's a lot that's coming out that's not making her look good at all, and there's a lot coming out making Jonny Depp look like the victim.
While you worked for Miss Heard, did you ever see any types of injuries on her?
No.
Did you ever see any cuts?
No.
Did you see bruises?
No.
So that's a bit of the backstory and kind of what's been happening since 2016. I'll link some videos below, and there's other YouTubers who do amazing breakdowns on the whole trial, everything that's been going on. But what I really want to talk about here is, what do you do when people try to ruin your career, people try to ruin your name? And you know, when people do things like this, it doesn't just affect you, it affects your family, it affects your future. So how can we really cope when people try to lie on you? I don't know if any of you have been through this, but I certainly have, and it's so hurtful. You know, someone who you had love for, and someone who you thought was there for you, thought was a friend, thought was a partner, turns out to be a narcissistic, lying mess. It's hurtful on so many levels. So I think it's important for us to look at why people do this stuff. Why do people want to tarnish somebody's name? Why do people want to lie on you? Why do people want to defame you and ruin your character? Disclaimer. I want to make it clear, whilst I'm talking about Jonny Depp and Amber Heard, I don't know these people. I'm not in their business, I'm not in their relationship. So of course I have some biases, I have some opinions, but I don't really know what went down. I don't know if Jonny Depp beat up Amber Heard. I don't know to the extent of how Amber Heard abused Jonny Depp. So this is just a disclaimer. I want to make it clear, like in this, I'm going to try my best not to take any sides, but use the facts that have come to light from the case to describe why certain people behave in this way and the types of people that behave in this way. I'm not shaming anyone that has been abused, and I'm not defending any abusers here. Back to the regular programming. Why do these people do it? To be completely honest, like, I'm not on the vibe of trying to like ruin anyone's character. I'm not on the vibe of trying to lie to people. So I can't give you a personal breakdown as to why people behave this way. But from the outside looking in and having been in this situation before, yes, we can tout jealousy. Sometimes people are jealous of you. Sometimes people, they feel like you shouldn't have a certain thing and they should have it, so they make up lies to make themselves feel better. They make up lies about you to bring you down a notch because they feel that you shouldn't be at the levels you're at. Yes, that can certainly be a thing, but more importantly, I think people behave this way and lie about other people just because they're dealing with some internal issues themselves.
Malingering is a term that most psychologists, we try to be careful of it because it indicates an intent for secondary gain. I prefer feigning, which you had brought up earlier, because it indicates that somebody is intentionally exaggerating, but I don't know necessarily why.
Be it insecurity, be it self-hate, be it even delusions of grandeur. They think that they are bigger and better than what they are, and they see you coming to take that throne and they want to knock you down a peg or two. I do think ultimately it always circles back to some issues that they're facing within themselves. So when and if you are going through anything like this, where people are really trying to lie on you and ruin your name, I don't ever want you to think it's got anything to do with you. Yes, you're in this moment. Yes, this horrible thing is happening to you. But ultimately, it's about the other person. They are dealing with something internally that it's not your job to try and fix. It's not your job to try and give them therapy for it. They should seek that themselves. And don't ever doubt yourself, and don't ever doubt who you are when someone is lying on you and trying to ruin you, because more often than not, they are dealing with something internally themselves that they are now projecting onto you. Now, back to Jonny Depp and Amber Heard. Back when Jonny Depp and Amber Heard first met, she was dating another woman, and during that time she was arrested for domestic violence. Now, her previous partner has come out and said the police blew it up out of proportion, it wasn't that bad, but ultimately she was arrested for domestic violence.
Amber Heard arrested in 2009 on charge of hitting girlfriend. Authorities at the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport in Washington State positively confirmed to USA Today that Amber Heard was arrested by Port of Seattle police on September 14, 2009.
Before Jonny Depp and Amanda Heard got married, I believe that's when his fingers were severed. I think that's true. If it's not, I'll put something at the top saying I'm chatting shit. But I think that's when the whole bottle throwing and fingers kind of, I'm not making fun, but his fingers got severed. I think that happened before they got married. But the point I'm making is, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. I know we've heard this before, and sometimes easier said than done, but don't ignore the red flags. If you know something about somebody's history and it's looking shady to you, take a step back. Yes, people can change, but if it's something as drastic as domestic violence, baby girl, baby boy, leave it alone. Take a step back, not even take a step back, run away. You don't deserve to have to go through that and to see if they've changed. Leave it alone. Secondly, if someone is aggressive or abusive in their tone, again, step back. And this can be friends, it doesn't even just relate to a partner. If someone talks to you like you're absolute shit, if someone doesn't celebrate you when great things have happened and they're meant to be a friend of yours, look at that and take a step back. I believe we ignore red flags because we really want to see the best in people. We want to believe people can change and people can be better. And to a degree, they can. However, I just feel like, don't put yourself through the stress. If you see a red flag, leave, depart, or keep your relationship at a distance. Don't get into a full-blown best friendship. Don't get into a full-blown relationship when you've already seen a little something in somebody that doesn't align with you, your spirit, or your character. So secondly, when someone's trying to defame you or lie on your character or take down your character, and this can be in like your real life, family life, work, more often than not, they've already kind of began to plant seeds in people's mind. They've already told little lies about you, and they might be little stupid white lies, nothing too harmful. But when you see somebody doing that, and if a friend or if a colleague comes back to you and says, oh, so-and-so said this about you, is it true? And it's not true. I believe that you should address that person directly and not in an aggressive way. Be like, look, you said this lie about me. This is the last time me and you are going to have a relationship or a friendship. I think once someone lies about you once, and it can be the tiniest little lie, make them know that you're aware. Address it with them and let them know, I am aware that you're lying about me. And even if it's small or tiny, you don't have to be aggressive with it. You can just be like, you told a blatant lie about me, and why did you do that? Make them explain to you why they've done it. Because sometimes you need to show people that I'm not the one. I'm not joking with you. And why I say don't blow up and don't blow it out of proportion and don't go to them aggressively, because that's something else they're going to use against you. They're going to be like, oh, I said this and I got confused and then she came up to me and she was super aggressive. We know how people play those games, right? Just go up to them, be quite friendly. If it's a telephone conversation, I'm down for the recording. If someone's lying about me, I'm going to record it so I can show people that I'm telling the truth. And as you've seen in this trial, recordings of things have actually helped Jonny Depp in this situation to get people to see that he is actually the victim. So talk to this person, record it if needs be, and be like, look, don't lie on me again. Don't lie about me, don't speak about me. Leave me alone and let me get on with what I'm doing. The second part of this as well is also to inform those people who the lie has been told to. So these can be your friends, your colleagues, other family members, that so-and-so just lied about me about this and I'm really hurt and it's really hurt my feelings. I don't know why they've lied. It's such a small, simple, stupid lie, but I don't know why they've done that. And, you know, make sure that you are playing the victim in this circumstance, because ultimately you are. If someone's lying about you, no matter how big or small it is, you are the victim. So make sure other people in your circle know that this person is a liar and they could potentially do it to them too. This way, before the big lie comes, before the big defaming of your character comes, people already have doubts in their mind about this person. When the person who's trying to defame you is already planting those little seeds, kill those seeds dead from the jump and let people know this person is a liar and they are lying on me. Don't give people the benefit of the doubt. And it's so unfortunate in this world that we have to be that way, where we can't really allow people to make mistakes on us, because I don't want to sound cynical, but you can't trust that many people, and the world is getting crazier and crazier as the days go by. So as soon as you see something in somebody that you don't like, as soon as somebody tells one little lie, nip it in the bud. dead it right there, because you don't want it to escalate and grow. And if it does end up escalating and growing, at least you've now informed other people in your circle, this person's a liar. So anything else they say about me, your best bet is not to believe it.
Jonny was hitting me, and he was hitting me hard and repeatedly.
Correct?
That is not correct.
He was about to push my sister down the stairs. She was attempting to break us up.
No, because I stepped in between Miss Heard and Mr. Depp, so she definitely wasn't standing in between them.
Next, keep receipts. We spoke about this briefly in terms of recording people when you have to confront them, but keep receipts. Likely if people are narcissistic, they're trying to ruin you, they're trying to speak bad on your name, they've done it in some capacity before. Keep those receipts, keep those text messages, keep those voice notes. As I said, record the conversation. If someone's trying to catch you in the web, guess what? I'm going to catch you in the web first, right? Because you're the liar. Keep your receipts, because at times you might have to come out and defend yourself, and those receipts are going to help you. If the person is lying about your character, they haven't got no receipts because they're lying. Because it's so funny that often than not, you can be a really good person and someone says one bad thing about you and all of a sudden everyone believes it. It's like, have you ever seen this side of me? Have you ever seen me behaving this way? So why would you believe it? I do believe to an extent, when people are just lying on you, like I think it's a waste of your energy sometimes to try and fight them and do this back and forth. It depends on your character, it depends who you are. But you know, sometimes I think, oh, why even bother? Like, they're clearly lying. You never see me behaving this way, so why am I going to even bother to entertain it? Be smart, be strategic, and reveal your cards when you need to. The third tip is to, and this is in life, this is a life tip, but it falls into this category of how to deal with people when they're trying to defame you. Keep a good circle around you. It doesn't have to be loads of people, but keep a good few friends around you, good few colleagues around you who know your character, who know what you're really like. And you don't have to have known them for years, but I do think it's important to make real, true bonds and connection with people, so that if anything does happen when someone's trying to lie about you, speak bad about you, you've got those few people who have your back.
Did Mr. Depp push you in any way down the stairs?
No.
During the course of your relationship, did he ever push you down any stairs?
No, he never pushed me, kicked me, or threw me down any stairs.
Now, if you've ever been in this situation where people have tried to lie about you, then you know that you can lose friends from it. You can be in a big group of friends and one person tells a lie about you and you lose all of those friends. And again, that's something else within this whole situation that can be super heartbreaking. Not just only the fact that someone's lying on you, not only the fact that someone's trying to ruin you and defame your character, but you can also lose friends from this as well. And my thing is that if someone can lie about you and you end up losing friends, you end up losing family members, I feel like these people didn't love you, know you, or value you in the first place. So even though in the moment it's super heartbreaking and super upsetting, it's actually a blessing in disguise. The real aim here in life is to find people who you connect with on an authentic basis, who know you, who know your character, who don't doubt your word. And if there are people in your life who allow a liar to shift their thoughts and perspectives of you, they weren't really down for you in the first place. So whilst it's hurtful to lose them, you need to lose them so you can open up space and room for genuine friends, genuine love, genuine family, and that doesn't mean blood, for those people to be in your life. And if you're at work and at school, and sometimes those people aren't our closest friends, still try to find real connections there so that they can defend your honor if anything like this happens. The next tip is to stand up for yourself. Now, we've seen in this Jonny Depp and Amanda Heard case, from the time that they got divorced and Jonny Depp paid her $7 million for being married to her for less than a year, I feel like he knew who this woman was, but he's already gone through the abuse, but he was happy just to walk away from the marriage, leave it alone, and hopefully bygones will be bygones. He's dealing with some Jezebel spirit in the form of Amanda Heard, so it was never going to go down that way. And then the article came out about the domestic violence. I feel like if Jonny, and I understand, and this is why I say I'm not putting blame on the victim here, but I feel like if Jonny Depp had stood up and been like, this is what I went through, This is why the divorce happened. I understand he's a celebrity. You don't always want to put your whole life out there. But I feel like if he had informed more people about what he was going through, then the article that she wrote could have been shut down a lot earlier. It probably wouldn't have even made it to print, because there's a lot of process you have to go through to get something like that to print. So when I say stand up for yourself, it doesn't necessarily mean going off on your abuser, turning violent, fighting back with your fists. I don't necessarily mean that, but it means, and if you want to do that, I mean, okay, I'm on that vibe too. But I feel like standing up for yourself means telling the truth about your situation, telling the truth about the person who has been abusing you, who has been trying to ruin you behind the scenes. Let people know. And I know it's not always easy, and I know it can be deemed as embarrassing, but I always say it's important in life to stand up for yourself, because there are so many demon characters out here who will be, they're brazen enough to try and ruin you. They're brazen enough to try and abuse you, and you have to be strong enough to stop them in their tracks. Stand up for yourself and nip it in the bud. Jonny Depp should have gone to the police, I feel, with some of the things that have come out that she was doing. He should have gone to the police and had it dealt with that way. And I know he probably didn't want a messy divorce, and I know he didn't want all this out in the public, but look, it's out in the public now and we know everything. So always stand up for yourself, and always try to nip it in the bud where you can as early as possible. I also think internally, at some point, once you've moved on from this, you have to let it go. You have to find a space where you can move on. You can have that in the past. It's something that happened. You learned your lessons from it and move on. More often than not, when people do bad things towards us, and something that's so hurtful, when a friend of yours turns on you, lies on you, and tries to ruin you, we can definitely hold on to that. We can take that hurt into next relationships. It can affect kind of us even building relationships and trusting other people. And whilst I definitely think take the lessons that you need to learn from it, I also think you need to let it go. There are some really terrible and horrible people in the world, but there's also some beautiful people in the world. And again, you want to leave yourself open for those good people. So once you've gotten over the hurdle of the lie, once you've gotten over the hurt, move on. Leave it in the past. Don't look for revenge. Don't look for trying to also defame this person's character and releasing a bunch of stuff about them and revenge pictures, all that stuff. Leave it alone and move on with your life. I feel like that is the biggest revenge that you can give that person.
Always stay gracious. Best revenge is your paper.
Is to move on, live your best life, post your pictures on the gram, and let them see you're doing well without them. I'm sorry, can you guys hear that lawnmower? Someone's mowing their lawn. Soz. Now the final tip is going to be the hardest tip to do. As we've seen in this Jonny Depp and Amber Heard case, the truth has slowly but surely come out about Amanda. Yeah? Jonny Depp, yes, he had the receipts. Yes, he stood up finally and defended himself against these claims. But ultimately, the truth has come out. Within time, more truth has come out. So do not stress yourself. If someone's on the internet making videos, telling lies about you, it's horrible, I know. It's distressing, I know. But try not to let it get to you too much. You're going to stand up for yourself. You're going to defend yourself. But other than that, let time take its course, because these things always, people who do this, their true colours always come out. Always, always, always. So you keep your good character. You keep those good people around you who know you. You continue to do you. If you're on the internet doing good things, if you're on the internet being funny, continue to do all of that. And don't let these other idiots try to ruin you and stress you out. And I'm even saying this for the younger kids as well, because I know in schools, bullies try to do this as well. Bullies try to bully you and then turn around and say that you're bullying them or that you're the horrible person. And it can be horrible. It's such a horrible thing when people try to ruin your character. Disengage with them. Have your receipts. If someone's bullying you and they sent you text messages, have those text messages. If they're saying something horrible to you, turn record on your phone and let them record you. Ignore them, walk away from them as much as possible. If they're saying bad things about you, you continue to be the person that you are, and other people, the people with sense, will see that and they won't get caught up in the bullshit that the other person is trying to do. Do not stress yourself. Let them be stressed. As we said at the beginning of the video, more often than not, they are reflecting something that is going on with them. They have some self-hatred. They are insecure. Let them swim in their insecureness. It's got nothing to do with you. So that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. Big ups to Jonny Depp. I know I said I wasn't going to take sides, but big ups to Jonny Depp, because from what I've seen, Amber Heard is going on wild, and karma is a bitch. It's all going to come back to her, and karma is a bitch for anyone that is trying to ruin you too. So just wait, their day is coming. If you like this video, please subscribe. I always forget to tell you to subscribe, so please do that. And yeah, I'll be back again at some point for another video, because I am inconsistent, girl. Thanks for watching. Bye.